If you take a look at the food count, 42 to 49. So he's still in this game, despite the fact that I've mined 5,400 more gold than he has. Now, once again, I'd like to emphasize the fact that he's still in this game is because he's a Demon Hunter. And that Demon Hunter just hit level 6, which sucks. Now, if the game does go this long, which will happen if you're playing a good enough Night Elf, what's going to end up happening is, I'm sorry, excuse me, you're going to have to wait for his main mine to run out, and then you just have to keep fighting him in battles, just like I've been doing all game. So you see he hit level 6. I hit the silence, and the silence didn't go fast enough, and he still got the metamorphosis off, which sucks, but I dropped his Demon Hunter, and look at the metamorphosis going. Holy crap, how imba is that? I hope I win this game. I don't even remember if I win this game, to be honest. I might lose, because Demon Hunter is ridiculous. Alright, so I'm just fighting. I'm fighting just to kill off his Dryads. That Demon Hunter is doing like 10 million damage to everything that I have. Oh my gosh. And take a look at my hero levels. I'm 5'5". He's 6'4", I think. 6. No, he's 6'5". So he's actually winning in hero levels. Now he's solo creeping his mine to try and get that thing up. Now at this point I have gold and he doesn't, and I know that, so I'm going to try and buy enough and then push before Metamorphosis is up. Because once Metamorphosis is up, he can kill a 50 food army no problem, which is really imba. So I have to drop that tree before Metamorphosis is up. Because once he has Metamorphosis, he can kill me. Okay, so I dropped the tree, and if you notice at the food, this is where I finally go ahead in the food because I have gold and he doesn't. It's 27 to 54, and I'm just going to keep making units until I eventually win. And I think he's going to say GG here in a second, according to the replay. Yeah, so when it comes to this strategy, it's all about getting that expo up safely and then try and mass as many units as you can. He says, haha, I'm the lucky one. I think he's angry. Yeah, I would be angry if I lost this level 7 Demon Hunter too. So, so the biggest thing about that strategy is trying not to let the Demon Hunter get too strong, and securing your expo and then just massing more units than he does. Now, some things you can do is you can like alter your unit combination a bit, or you can go tier 3 and get bears and try and get a third hero. I mean, it all depends on the game. I play those game by game, but in terms of, you know, making those first 5 huntresses, getting a Potom and harassing, and then getting the expo up with either a Dark Ranger or a Naga, that doesn't change. So, but then after that, I mean, you just have to mass Dryads until you have the advantage, and then you can do whatever you have to do to win. Okay, so that was that game. Let's try and do the next game. I think that was the only Potom first game that I did. Okay, the next games. Okay, well, I'll just keep going with the same guy. I'll do these in the groups of 2 that I played against. So this next one is going to be against Nagash on Echo Isle. Now on Echo Isle is more of a Demon Hunter friendly map. Excuse me. I just ate some lunch. It's pretty good. Alright, we'll do the same thing. We'll do about 2 minutes. Pause it at 2 minutes. Echo Isle, Nagash, pause at 2 minutes. I'll talk about why it's more demon friendly. Okay. The reason this map is more demon friendly is because, like I was saying on Secret Valleys, you can AOW creep on Secret Valley to get level 2. Now you can do the same thing on Echo Isles, but your AOW is still right there in your base, and that AOW does help a lot in terms of defending against a Potom hunt push. Okay, it helps for a couple different reasons. It helps not only because it can block your base and it can whack them and do like 50 damage or whatever it does. Yeah, 45 to 55 damage. But also because when you're making units, he can't intercept them. So you basically, if you get Potom hunt pushed, you're gonna have to either make archers or ballistas, and if your AOW is sitting outside of your base, he's just gonna kill the unit before it comes back into your base. Whereas on Echo Isles, after you're done with this creep, you can just walk it back to your base and continue making units. Okay, so everyone should have this paused. It doesn't look like too. We'll do this at 2x speed too. If you guys don't like this at 2x speed, I'm sorry, but I do want to cover a lot of stuff. So let's do this at 2x speed. My perspective, fog war off, as always, and unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Okay. So you see the way I creep that is you should basically have the entire thing correct by the time your Demon Hunter comes out, or the entire Ogre correct by the time your Demon Hunter comes out, and then you just finish it off with your Demon Hunter and your Archer. And then you run to the green to get level 2. You'll see he does a good job of putting Scout Wisps all over the place. I don't do a good job of that because I'm bad at this game. No, the reason I didn't scout this game is because at this point, this was for that 2008 tournament, and every single time I played against this guy, he went Demon Hunter Archers, so I didn't really see any need to scout because I knew exactly what he was going to do anyway. That's kind of one of the advantages of doing of playing 2008 tournament, because I mean, you know who you play against and how they play and stuff. So when you start to learn different strategies, it comes into your advantage. Now, normally you'll see what I was gonna do is I was actually gonna creep that blue ogre. What you do is you walk your archers like by those 2 trees where he had his Scout Wisp, but he moved it, and then you run your Demon Hunter into the back there, and then your archers can attack the ogre while your Demon Hunter attacks it. And you can potentially get a greater healing potion, which is a ridiculous item in this matchup, an absolutely ridiculous item, because this matchup has so much hero focus. If you have a greater healing potion, it gives you such an advantage. It's almost like the equivalent of getting a Tome of Experience at that one thing. That's really how good it is. The other item drops are Scroll of the Beast, Wand of Mana Steel, or a greater mana potion. And if I get any of those 3, I always just sell them because they're not good, whereas Greater Healing Potion is incredibly good. Now, if you see he had a Scout Wisp at that little mine, at that little tree by the tavern, most Night Elves will put one there, at least good Night Elves. I know I do when I'm going for a Tavern Hero and I'm pushing. Having that Wisp there, first of all, they can only see, well, you can see it, but you can't attack it with a melee unit, so it's good for that reason. But it's also right there if you need to buy your hero or whatever. Now you see, oh, and I got a greater invul. That's probably the second best item I could have gotten. So greater healing or greater invul. Now you'll see what I did there is I knew he was creeping that. I saw him as I was running to get my Naga, but because he was creeping it, I was just trying to get him out of there so that I could get that item. Because as I was saying, if he gets a greater healing potion on that Demon Hunter, it gives him a huge advantage. So as soon as I saw him creeping that, I'm not going for archer kills. I didn't care about killing archers. I just wanted to get him out of there in order to get the item. So that's why I was focusing his Demon Hunter with my Naga. Now in these little fights, these happen all the time with Night Elf Mirror, where it's like DH Naga against DH Keeper. You always either focus that Naga or the Keeper first. You have to get him out of the fight. And that's the first thing you have to do. And most people will build a shop in the middle just to get a wand, just to stab that hero out. I haven't. I'm kind of bad at getting wands. I never have them. I like to go faster bear and get the wand later. I don't know why. I probably should get it earlier. Most pros do. But you'll see, I also made 2 Dryads. The reason I made Dryads is because it gives you a little bit more map control. The problem with getting those Dryads is it slows your bears down. But the reason you get those 2 Dryads is, first of all, it gives you a little bit of map control so you can try and jack him, which is what I'm about to do right here. And the second reason you get Dryads is because it counters Entangle, and you can dispel Entangle. Now, on Echo Owls has extremely predictable creep patterns. And that's one of the reasons I was able to jack him twice so far this game without any Scout Wisps. It's not because I map hack. Don't call me a map hacker, because I don't. But they have extremely predictable creep patterns. Like, after this creep, I should actually run up to try and jack him again, as long as I have a TP. As long as you have a TP, you should constantly try. Yeah, here I go. Now, I actually thought he would be creeping the Merc Camp. The Merc Camp is a little bit better of a creep to do, because if you do get jacked, you can buy the Mercs and fight. But he was doing this one, which is okay too. So, yeah, so like I was saying, on Echo Owls, damn. You got that there. So like I was saying, on Echo Owls, they do have extremely predictable creep patterns, and it's not just him. I mean, all Night Owls do. Even I do. But the thing is, you just have to be smart enough to be in the position to be able to creep jack him. Because what ends up happening is, if you aren't expecting it, or you aren't ready for it, or you don't know exactly where he's gonna be, then your timing will be off. Wow, I just lost my Naga for no reason. And you won't be able to creep check him. I just said, God, I'm bad. How funny is that? Yeah, I was doing good, and then I blew it. Okay. Now, in terms of the next fight I do, I'll talk about the micro in the fight. After these games, I'll do them at 1x speed, because this is kind of hard to talk about at 2x.